Hello and welcome to my neighborhood. Before I get started, I'm gonna have a cigarette. So I'm gonna do something mathematical today. Um, I don't know if you can see it here, but I got some stuff. I like to write. I'm a prolific writer. A while back, I got into some trouble, and I figured, while in court, what can I do? Because every case you hear in court has nothing to do with you. The ruling has nothing to do with you. The testimony, everything, all irrelevant to my case. So I decided, wait a minute, I've got this tool here. What do I switch something bad into something in a good habit, or at least not a bad habit. I mean, I don't think it's a good habit to just keep writing and writing. No one sees it, and I don't even look at it. A year later, I still have all the journals, but I don't know what's in them. Just stuff, mainly math, but not always. So, let's get started. I'll start with something cool. This was just returned to me recently, like a week ago. And what this has to do with what's called the online encyclopedia of integer sequences. So what you use the website for is it's kind of like Google, but for math numbers. So you type in like 5, 6 numbers, whatever you want, more than 2, because many sequences have the same for 2 first numbers. And I'm having another thought here. Hold on. Anyway, so there's an online encyclopedia of integer sequences. You can type in numbers and it'll tell you information about that sequence. Hopefully a formula. Like Fibonacci numbers can be expressed as a formula involving the golden ratio and the conjugate of the golden ratio. Conjugate meaning in terms of minimal polynomial. Anyway, so here it is. This was returned to me. This is a gift because I haven't seen this for basically 2 years. So when I was working on some OEIS sequences, I guess back in 2017. It goes back to 2003. My first credit for a sequence was in 2003. I believe it was October of 2003, and what's weird about that is that I had been homeless that year. In October of 2003, I was living with my father after my mother passed away, and so yeah, 2003 October. That's the first formula I found for a sequence. That's the first credit I have in the OEIS. And anyway, I was working on a bunch of sequences. So here's a printout I printed. I printed out a bunch of shit back when I had a nice printer. This is a color laser printer. Oh my god. Let's see. So this is sequence A003056. I don't think I got a credit on this one. Maybe. If I look hard enough. Nope, I'm not on this. But when you do OEIS, you gotta write down a lot of shit. A lot of sequences, a lot of numbers, and, you know, it's easy to kind of wonder, you know, what the point is. Because, you know, OEIS, it probably has some use, you know, in real life, but not much. You know, and so that's that one. Just put this down. My cigarette went out. Here is a packet that is something I thought was lost. These are all the sequences that I have found formulas for. So, I mean, some people get like, I don't know, dozens or hundreds of sequences, you know, credits on the website, but I just have a few. I really don't know how I found some of these sequences. But anyway, I'll tell you a story. An example of a sequence that's, you know, not normal. Well, it is normal, but it's easy to guess the next number in the sequence I'm going to tell you. But I thought it was hard to find a formula for the nth term of that sequence. So the sequence goes like this. It's called the... I forget how to pronounce it. Satamarki, something like that. There's a crescendo sequence and a what do you call it? A descendo for the decreasing sequence. So it goes 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on forever. So it actually sometimes, it's usually increasing by 1 every index value, but sometimes it's decreasing. Like the 5, the next number would be a 1, so it decreases down to 1. And anyway, I found a formula for that sequence. I probably almost remember it off the top of my head, but I don't. I don't think it matters if I don't. It's kind of a cool formula though, because it involves rounding, you know, square root of n and shit like that. Is sorry. Bad Brian. Let's see what else is in here. Oh shit. There's all kinds of shit in here. Just look at it. See? I didn't write that, by the way. This is printed out from the... Why was I interested in all these sequences? Like, I just printed them out just for fucking fun, I guess. These don't have anything to do with what I've done. Yeah, I don't even know why I have this. I'm not gonna throw it away though. I mean, I don't delete. I don't throw away. I don't edit. I don't censor. Maybe I should censor. I censor to the outside world, but in my mind, I don't censor anything. Like, I let it all go, which is not a good thing in many cases. It sucks to have a vivid imagination and negative things in your past. God damn it, why do I have so many printouts that have nothing to do with me? See this one? Here's this one. And... oh. A00262260. That's really familiar. That's why I have this one printed out. Because it references in this one in A002260. I believe I found a formula for that one. Don't know though. Yep. Bear with me for a minute. Got tax information from... ooh, God, when was that? I don't know. But, you can see here in what was sent to me, I have W2. Try to get character recognition on that. From the Los Rios Community College District. So this is proof that I work there. Now I could have been a janitor at the college. You never know. One that solves problems on whiteboards. In the hallway. But I wasn't a janitor. Actually, I was an adjunct professor. There's various professors like full professor, associate professor, assistant professor, all that shit. Like adjunct is the lowest rank. It means part-time professor. It means I'm qualified, or they think I'm qualified anyway. Or maybe I was maybe I'm not qualified and they just hired me because, no, I'm just kidding. I gave a good presentation in my interview for this. This is in 2005. Well, actually, this tax year, what year is this? I can do taxes now. I'm VITA certified in doing taxes. You know what that means? I plug numbers into the software and it does the math and it does everything. So I don't see taxes as that hard. Unless of course you've got rental property or I don't know, complicated shit. But for like something like this, anyway, what year was this? 2016. Oh yeah, that's right. I taught geometry and I think it was Algebra 1. And so this proves that I used to know something. No, I don't. Just kidding. I know some things. But I don't use that knowledge because why? I'm content with my life right now. And if my life's difficult, I'm still not going to pull out the nuclear bombs, which is why, I think some people's minds are WMDs, and if they were to just have the lab or equipment and some resources, they could easily invent WMDs. And so yeah, I think Oppenheimer's brain is a WMD, was a WMD. What are you doing, kitty? Yeah. Are you gonna talk? Come here. Come here. She did not obey me. Yeah, I got 2 articles here about sequences. One of them is permutations of the natural numbers with prescribed difference multisets. So a permutation, very simple permutation is the identity map, and that does nothing. But otherwise, what a permutation does is it shuffles everything. That's a permutation. So a permutation is like when you shuffle, let's say you take a new deck of cards, you shuffle, that is the new positions and order of the cards is permutation of the cards. And one of my formulas I'm very proud of because no one else has found any formula except me, and people try. It's and what it is it's a permutation of the whole set of natural numbers. So you got 4 or 5 numbers in a row which are kind of close to each other, and then they get higher and they get some numbers close to each other, but nothing repeats. There's no repeats, and sometimes it doesn't do it the same amount. It was 4 or 5, 6 at a time. They kind of bounce around, and then another that bounce around higher. And I don't know how I found that formula. That was crazy. Like that was the hardest one. Yeah, I'm just glad that they don't have to prove these formulas for the online encyclopedia, because it is hard to prove these things. Like, let's say I have a sequence, and I want to prove that my formula is correct. How do you do that? How do you prove that, the formula for Fibonacci sequence, which involves golden ratio and conjugate of golden ratio, I think. Golden ratio is involved, though. Yeah. Well, enough of that. Better get my W-2s in here in case I get audited, by the government, even though I don't have to file taxes anymore. I might have to later if I work, but I don't plan on working. This is what I do in quarantine. What do you do? Oh yeah, so what I was going to do was put some of the OEIS. Oh, and this is just a journal. So I got these plastic sleeves because they were in my closet and all crumpled up. So I got another one that's crumpled up. I got this thing here. I don't know if you can see it when it's resting in my lap. So this pertains to the ingestion of drugs and the concentration in the blood of drugs. Initially, it's 0 when you ingest one dose of the drug or chemical, or fucking you can melt gold and put it in your bloodstream, and the level of gold will jump up, or whatever. I don't think anyone's ever put gold in their veins. That'd be pretty stupid. They probably didn't live to tell the tale. And you can see that you're dosing every day, and it goes down, but then it doses back up, and then so I've been working on drug formulas. It's better than doing drugs, right? A little bit better. So, oh no, one more plastic sleeve. I'm not going to use the. Well, am I going to use those? Anyway, what's kind of interesting about this is the formula is this simple. It's a nasty formula, and this is full simplified by Mathematica. Copyright Stephen Wolfram. And there's actually an infinite series involved here, but Mathematica was able to find the total for that series. Total is a bad word. You're not actually adding infinitely many things forever and forever like a super task. Infinite series is really needs to be viewed as a sequence of partial sums, and then it becomes a sequence, and we know all about sequences. Not really, but here's some. This is stuff related to the game called Vampire the Masquerade. There's like thaumaturgy, theft of vitae. Vitae means blood for vampire. You can mystically transfer blood into your system from a distance, and even drain the blood pools of other creatures to add to your own. Oh my god, that's crazy. So you can just do like, and just suck the blood out of someone and put it in your body. Like, that's crazy. Oh, form of mist? Yeah. You possess the vampiric power of legend to transform into mist. Your very essence seems to slowly float apart when this power is employed. Many advantages are gained in mist form. You can float in any direction at walking speed, and are not affected by physical attacks, and can slip through the tiniest of openings with ease. Additionally, you take 1 less die of damage from sunlight. Ooh. So if you're in mist form, you could fucking... Yeah, so here, I got a bunch of shit here. This is gonna be my research, thing that collects like all the articles. Most of the articles I want or have are in my computer. I'm not gonna print them because I know I'm not gonna read them. I only read pages here and there of things. So this one's really important for my work on proof theory. Um, and one of the articles that was this like kind of my Bible by Stephen Cook and Robert Reckhow, which apparently are big names in like P versus NP and shit like that. The relative efficiency of propositional proof systems, and I have underlined it says if we let taught has to do with tautology. If we let taught denote the set of tautologies over any fixed adequate set of connectives, then the main theorem in reference 3 implies that P equals NP if and only if taught is in P. And I have no idea. And even my guess means nothing. The universe of math is under no obligation to make sense to me. But on one hand, I think P does not equal NP, but when I see something like this, it seems like P does equal NP. No, I don't know. I think there's good reason to believe in any. No one has proved it yet. It's one of the Clay Institute Millennium problems. You can get $1 million for solving that problem. So maybe you should work on it. Get $1 million. Anyway, this one is on maximizing correlation. This is my article, and I'm trying to find predictions for things like cancer based on, say, you have 10 or so, maybe 20 different measurements like body mass index or blood sugar levels at fasting or heartbeat rate or shit like that. You have a bunch of numbers and you plug them into some formula, which I find I don't even know what the formula is. It's just in there. If I were to try to tell it to spit out the formula, probably be nasty. Like a page long or less, hopefully. And then this is that's weird. Okay. More of elements of proof theory.